in your mind as a man, you start worrying. And is it going to work this time? And that worry absolutely leads into it not working right now. So it's this mind fuck thing that continues on. It's not just psychological, though. At least it wasn't in my case. In my case, what was actually going on as well was at the base, I had a leak so that the blood would not stay in the canals themselves. Now, trying to explain that to your significant other becomes very difficult because they tend to think that, hey, it's me. He's not excited by me. That's what a lot of people tend to think, and that could not be further from the truth. Even though you may try to explain it to them, and you can show it to them and everything else, a lot of people simply don't understand that, and I think that's one of the reasons that men chase erectile problems with Viagra and Cialis. And then finally, if they're really desperate enough, like I was, they get the shot. And by God, if they're really desperate after that stops working, they break out the melon baller, the duct tape, and start stuffing shit in there. So I think that's the desperation that a lot of men feel. And this is a topic that a lot of men are uncomfortable talking about. Sure, shoot.
Did you know that back then, or did it take a while for you to fully understand that by going to a doctor?
No, I didn't know I had the leak. I knew that it was to me it was all psychological, because every time that I would go to sleep with a woman, it would be, is it going to work? Is it going to work? And I would have the Viagra there, and I'd pop one, and I'd even worry then, is it still going to work? And even with the Viagra, there's still that psychological element. You have to be confident in yourself. But, if you've got a history of, sometimes the son of a bitch stands up and sometimes the son of a bitch calls in for work that day, then you start worrying that it's not. And that worry absolutely influences what's happening in the moment. It's that idea, if you're distracted from the intimacy, you're not going to be excited. You're going to have anxiety. You're going to have stress. You're going to have worry. And that absolutely kills the moment for you. Meanwhile, you've got somebody there that you really care about and you want to be intimate with, and you're not able to do that. So you start worrying about what they're thinking of you. And by God, they are thinking something. Absolutely, they are. They're usually thinking, don't I turn you on? Aren't you excited? Don't you want to be with me? And sometimes they voice that to you. Well, how do you handle that? Do you sit down and have this conversation? Well, sure you do. But that conversation does not work a lot. You can say it. That doesn't mean somebody's going to believe that, even if it is true. So I think that's a lot of the reason that men chase these cures, these procedures, the surgery, things like that. And with me, like I said, it became not even about intercourse, but just giving the confidence to be a man. If you're not able to even do that, I mean, and yeah, I'm an educated guy. I know that's not what makes a man. At a very conscious degree, I know that. At a subconscious degree, no, by God, I don't know that. And I think that's what's important is understanding the importance for a man not to be performing, but have the ability to perform. And I think that makes all the difference. It's amazing. It is truly amazing what we human beings will do in order to make ourselves whole. My grandfather, Paul Campbell, he was absolutely bug nut crazy. He used to say that if he could just get it hard one more time, he would take a couple of popsicle sticks, wrap around it, and tape it, and that way it would stay that way. So yeah, the implants have not been around a long time. I actually looked at some snapshots of the older ones. The older ones were very rudimentary. These work extremely well. They're long lasting. Like I said, it takes up to a year to regain feeling in your penis itself, up to a year. And by God, they mean that. All right. And so that's just something to be aware of at that point in time. This is the other thing. When I went in, they tell you, the lady's like, okay, so you have to pump it up every day. What? You have to pump it up every day? What do you mean pump it up every day? It has to be pumped up every single day. day. What about if I don't use it? Still got to pump it up. Can I skip a day? Do you want it to work? Yeah, I didn't go through all this pain for it not to work. Well, then you're going to pump it up every single day. They mean that. All right, so every day in the shower, when you first wake up, whatever, you pump it up, let it back down. And that, I guess that makes sure that the balloons don't harden or anything else at that point in time. But every single day, you have to pump it up. It lasts 7 to 10 years, at which point it doesn't work anymore. And guess what? You go back to the doctor, they put you under again, they take the penis, they split it in two, take the melon baller, scoop everything out, throw 2 more balloons in there, wrap everything up, send your ass back home again. And you go through all that pain. And let me tell you, that shit is uncomfortable.